following is a fan-based video review under fair use. Jaws 2 is owned by Universal Pictures, Janet Swartz, and the Peter Benchley estate. Please support the official release and streaming services.
Hey guys, welcome back to Jaws Month. So I've been trying to swim to shore for the past few days, but the goddamn shark keeps following me wherever I go. So until I can find an island with Tom Hanks and a goddamn volleyball, I've decided to preoccupy my time by looking at the sequel to Jaws. Does it hold up today? Well, let's find out. Let's take a look at Jaws 2.
Set about a year after the events of the first film, the movie begins with a group of divers finding the wreck of the Orca, only to be attacked by another great white shark, with only their camera as the only surviving evidence of their encounter. Meanwhile, we cut to Chief Brody, once again played by Roy Scheider, who has been busy continuing his job as Chief of Police of Amity Island, while also struggling with his family life and keeping his eyes out on the ocean as his kids now spend their days sailing boats like that of car cruising. But it seems something still lurks in the waters of Amity, and Brody is convinced that another shark is out there attacking watergoers. But for some odd reason, the town doesn't believe him, and he is fired from his job. But when the shark finally starts to reveal itself, Brody must once again sail the seas to combat the creature and save his kids from becoming shark bait. At the time of Jaws 2's release, sequels weren't all the craze as they are today. Hell, some of them failed completely with little attention.
I did a More American Graffiti, made 10 cents. Really? Failed miserably.
Sure, Planet of the Apes had several sequels and were usually given positive reviews, but how does Jaws 2 hold up compared to the first? Well, in my opinion, while the majority of the Jaws sequels are completely unnecessary, this film is surprisingly really good. Hell, I'd say it's as good as the first one, but whereas Jaws was more of a horror adventure film, Jaws 2 is more of an action movie. The characters are also more developed and are given more time to improve. Hell, characters like the mayor, who was seen as the main human villain of the first, is actually more sympathetic in this one. He's totally on Brody's side after the events of the first film, but when having to fire him, it's clearly not in his power, and it really kinda sucks for him.
We have a lot of deaths in these waters that never turn up. Are they all shark victims?
But it's once again Roy Scheider who carries the film. It is really more of his story, and the film really gives him more to do. You can see the struggles he goes through, and Roy Scheider really gives it all in his role.
But I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody at this table, that that's a shark. And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. And you better do something about this one, because I don't intend to go through that hell again.
But of course, let's talk about the shark. While all the Jaws films never really explain this shark family that keeps coming back sequel after sequel, this shark is clearly not the first one, and goes by the name Scarface the Shark by many of the production crew.
The fact that the shark was scarred in the first attack, the first surface attack, again gives you a little sympathy for the shark. He's just eating and somebody, sets off an explosion in his face. And it gives the shark a more characteristically villainous expression, Scarface the shark.
Say hello to my little friend!
Speaking of which, the production is still pretty good in this one. Although Spielberg never returned to direct it, the reins were handed over to Janet Swartz, who did a really good job carrying over from Spielberg. Because clearly a guy named after a power from Spaceballs can give us some pretty damn good entertainment.
I found it in a Cracker Jack box.
John Williams also returns to score the film, and surprisingly, I think I prefer this score over the first one. It's got really good build-up, frights, and a theme that fits the movie really well, and is a great companion piece to the first score.
So the sequel's pretty damn good. Now, are there any downsides to it?
Well, I gotta admit, the only downside I have with the film is that it does suffer the formula that a lot of sequels follow, which is copying the first film, with examples like Home Alone 2, The Hangover Part 2, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The formula of copying the first one can hurt the film in some regards, and Jaws 2 does have some of that, but not enough where it becomes bad. Well, except for the girl who screams every 5 fucking seconds.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Overall, Jaws 2 is a pretty damn good sequel. It's got great action scenes, developed characters, and a great score to follow it. I'd say if you enjoyed the first film, you should definitely give it a watch. It's well worth the time. 8 out of 10.
So that was Jaws 2, by far a better sequel to a film franchise, and hopefully the series can get better from here, right? God damn it, why are the third ones to a series always the worst?